This is Tarot by Melissa, and today's reading is going to be looking into what is next in love for singles. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look into the energies, events, or situation, and maybe even person of significance that is potentially headed your way in the near upcoming future for singles out there. So let's get into our disclaimers. First and foremost, this is a general reading, so some of the messages may resonate quite specifically to you, other messages might not. If it doesn't feel like it fits your situation, or if something feels confusing about the reading, simply release it and let it go. It's probably not your message. If you did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are always a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal situation. Also, bear in mind with any of these what's next or what's ahead future style readings that the future is not set in stone because energy is always changing depending on the choices and decisions that we make in the present. So this reading is really giving you a snapshot of where you're potentially headed based off the current energy, but never feel stuck or tied to this because you have free will to create whatever outcome you desire for yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. Today we're doing a pick a color versus a pick a crystal. So for pile number 1, we're going to have this grapefruit color. For pile number 2, we have alchemy. And for pile number 3, we have mallow. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about what's next for you in love. Go ahead and select the color or the pile you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp that will take you to your chosen reading. See you there? Hey Pile 1, if you guys picked out the grapefruit, this is going to be your reading for what is next in love for singles. So we're going to begin your reading by looking at kind of the overall energies of what's next. Then we're going to move into getting a little bit more detail and information with some additional tarot and oracle cards. So you guys start off here with the grapefruit, which says generous energy. We have social media. And we have too much work. You tell yourself it's too much work, but it's really an excuse not to get involved. So kind of like I did the last time I posted this video, we're kind of starting off with the blockage or the obstacle kind of in our overall energy so we can keep this at the forefront of our minds as we move through the rest of the reading. So with the grapefruit card coming up for you guys, this says generous energy on it. And it's very interesting that this also has the number 5. So in numerology, number 5s have to do with challenges that oftentimes lead to necessary change. And what I feel for this group is that there's an energy of maybe like engaging in love, life related themes on social media. Like maybe you are watching a lot of content about love and relationships, or maybe you are like focusing on messaging in the DMs or something like that. There's something here about likes because you see how there's 0 likes here in the palm of his hand. So there could be something about seeking out validation of some sort on social media or some sort of result from social media. But overall, what I get from this, you guys, is almost like an energy of watching and waiting versus putting in tangible effort into the real world when it comes to your love life. You know, with the generous energy coming up with a number 5 of challenges, I feel like what's next for this group is sort of this push to actually change something about your routine as it pertains to your love life. And so if you kind of resonate with this energy of maybe like, you know, watching on social media or maybe doing like only dating apps or something like that. Like there's something here about that I'm feeling where this group is like not really doing much about their dating life coming into this reading, and you're being pushed to start putting a bit more effort and generosity into your love life. Okay? And that's further confirmed here by this card. because this is saying you tell yourself it's too much work. So there's something about putting effort into your love life that you're telling yourself, or maybe feeling intuitively, is too much work. And so you don't do it. But really, the only way that you're going to make a change in your love life is by doing something different. I'm also thinking for some of you guys that maybe social media in a love context may also be talking about like dating apps. So for some of you guys, maybe this is the only method that you've been using to date, and maybe it hasn't worked out well for you. For others of you, I'm almost wondering if you're being pushed to try something on social media in terms of dating, because maybe you haven't in the past or haven't recently. But let's go ahead and see what comes through with your tarot cards next. So what's next in love for pile 1? What's the situation here? We have an 8 of Cups, a King of Wands, a Queen of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, with the 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Stalemates and indecision. So there's already this undertone of like ignoring something, or not like wanting to do it yet, or something along those lines where it's like, I would just rather ignore this or not deal with this right now, you know, even though I know I need to make a decision. I want to pull some of these too, and then we'll get into the tarot. Let's see what's next in love for pile 1. What's the situation here? So we've got short-term energy coming up. We have spiritual growth. And we have home. Ooh, this is interesting, you guys. There's a lot of different themes coming up here that are not simply just about love life. I feel like there's more happening with this group. So I do feel like this pile, like you guys, with that social media, I am very much still getting this energy of someone who maybe hasn't really been like engaging in their romantic life in a really tangible way for a little while. I feel like with this 8 of Cups, with the short-term energy coming up, there is something in your life that is ending with regard to your romantic relationships. I feel like maybe this group has recently come out of like a short-term relationship or fling, or maybe this is just simply the types of energy that you guys have primarily dealt with in the past. And I feel like the time is up as it pertains to these things, because with the 8 of Cups, this is telling me that these types of connections, these more surface level flings, are no longer emotionally fulfilling to you. And you are changing and you are growing and evolving and really stepping away from these types of energies, because I feel that you guys with this 10 of Pentacles, you're ultimately looking for something much more stable when it comes to your love life. And the 10 of Pentacles being next to the home, this is making me feel like you all are really focused and centered on other things within your own personal foundation outside of just love life, right? The 10 of Pentacles with the home is almost giving this energy of you guys focusing on saving up money, or like looking to buy a house, property, you know, something about your own physical needs are more of a focus during this time, or will be a focus during this time. It's like this energy of really being more so focused on the long term of what you're looking for versus these more short term, instant gratification types of connections. So it's very interesting. And you guys have the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups here. These are both court cards, so sometimes this can signify a specific person, but they can also simply talk about energies. What I feel coming out of this 8 of Cups energy moving into the King of Wands is that there is this opportunity here to really like purge. Like this is kind of giving me this energy of doing one of those burning rituals where you put the thing that you're wanting to release, you write it down on a piece of paper and throw it into the fire and just watch it burn as like a symbol of release. I think that you guys are really stepping into a space of taking the lead as it pertains to your life and your love life in general, and getting rid of the things that no longer serve you and really focusing on releasing and letting those things go. And I think this King of Wands is also speaking to putting in a bit more effort into your love life, right? The King of Wands is somebody who goes after what he wants, okay? And the King of Wands is not somebody who is sitting back in the shadows letting life pass him by. So I feel that this group, it's more of a spiritual lesson that you're learning. This is about expanding the soul. So I think that what's next in love is a time of growth, and it's a time of really stepping into your own power and understanding yourself on a deeper spiritual level here as you build for the future. Now, the King of Wands for some of you guys can also be like a specific person, as can the Queen of Cups. King of Wands is going to be like fire sign energy, someone that's a really strong kind of like masculine sort of energy, someone that might have a really passionate personality, someone that's a real leader. And this can also symbolize the type of connection that you all might be looking for with someone who is that visionary leader who can really be thinking about the long term of what it is that they're wanting to build, what their legacy is, and how their partner would fit into this, okay? Queen of Cups is going to be someone that's, like the card says, intuitive and sensitive, understanding their emotions. I do feel for a lot of my viewers here that this Queen of Cups is you, that this Queen of Cups is you understanding your needs on a much deeper level. And it's interesting too, because this is water energy. Obviously, we can see that here with this card. But this 10 of Pentacles also has water, right? It's a whale kind of breaching the surface of the water. And so I think that there's reflection here during this time around what you need to be emotionally fulfilled and satisfied in your life in general, not just with love, but in your life in general. And maybe these more stable sorts of energies are what this group is really looking for in a partner, because that's what's going to make you feel more fulfilled. You know, like some people, they really like an energy that's a partner that's someone that they can really feel like they're building something with, you know, like your partners, you're building this legacy, this dream together. Somebody who's kind of like career and goal oriented with that 10 of Pentacles might be what you guys are realizing is what's going to fulfill you more versus these more short-term sort of flings that you've dealt with in the past. So really interesting. But I definitely feel like a lot of you guys might be focusing on like your personal finances and investing, and definitely something to do with property is coming up, where you live. So let's see. What's next in love for my singles of pile 1? What else do they need to know? We have give your relationship a chance. So again, this is talking about putting effort into a partnership here. So for some of you guys, this could be like a partner that you all have already been with that's returning, and there's a need to kind of be more generous with your time, your effort, your energy with this person. But again, okay, this is flying out of the deck, so we're going to take it. But again, I think that this card always gives me like major 80s vibes with her hair and makeup, which I love. But, you know, it is simply just talking about those themes we discussed around putting the effort into something, giving something a chance, instead of telling yourself that it's too much work as an excuse to maybe not get too close to the situation. We also have deception here. This says someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. So deception can definitely talk about, you know, literal deception, like things being off or bad. But I also think that deception talks about the need to take off the mask. Going back to this Queen of Cups, being able to be confident and comfortable with being vulnerable with others and being able to express your authentic self and truth with somebody, and ensuring that others are doing the same with you as well. So pile 1, I want to close out your reading here with these who cards, because I want to see who is the most significant presence in your love life with regard to this scenario. For a lot of you guys, I do kind of feel like this is, with these cards being here, I feel that there's this energy of an old relationship resurfacing for you. So let's see. Okay, so we have the year of the horse coming up. So here's the different times, the years that these people can be born. This says adaptable, loyal, courageous, ambitious, intelligent, energetic, adventurous, and strong. What else? We have Capricorn energy coming up. There's that earthy energy. Yeah, this is like the energy of somebody who's really responsible, you guys, and independent. Saturn energy is all about your responsibilities. We also have new connection. Well, that's exciting. We do have karmic here at the bottom of the deck, so that could be why this short-term energy is coming up here. But I think regardless, you guys, like this person, whoever this new connection is that's coming into your life, I think is here for a spiritual reason. Like it's there for you to kind of get back into the swing of putting effort into relationships. And I think for you to, again, like filter out, learning how to like filter out the things that don't serve you in relationships. I think that this person is going to come in and show you like what a responsible leadership type of energy can look like in a partnership. But I think the challenge here for some reason for you guys is about like stepping up and actually trying to invest and put in the effort yourself. So really interesting energy, pile one. I think we'll go ahead and end your reading here, but please comment below. Let me know how you feel like this energy resonates with your personal situation. I always love hearing from you guys down below in the comments. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I'll see you then. Bye. Hey, pile two. If you guys picked alchemy, this is going to be your love reading. So we're going to see what's next in love for my singles out there. And we're going to start with kind of the overall energy that you're moving into along with the blockage or the obstacle that's potentially here. And then we'll get into the tarot and some additional cards. So we start with alchemy, which was from the color Mage Oracle. We do have single, okay? And we do have rushing. Okay, so overall energy for you guys. Well, alchemy is talking about deep transformation. So I definitely feel like this group is heading into a period of time where things are going to be shifting and changing for you energetically as it pertains to your love life. But transformation is kind of something where it's slow, right? It takes a little bit of time. It's giving like Pluto energy, right? Like Pluto's getting ready to move into Aquarius and it's going to stay there for like the next 20 something years, right? Pluto is a planet of deep transformative change. It brings things up to the surface so that we have those things brought to our attention and can then take that information and make the necessary changes that we need to make in our life. And so this is what's happening with your love life. Some of you guys might actually have Pluto transiting your 7th house of relationships. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case though, but I kind of feel with this rushing energy here, there's definitely this vibe. And with this card definitely gives me this energy of like you guys being single, but sort of watching or having your eye on something or waiting on something, waiting to be approached, keeping your eye on someone, being interested in someone, right? Or interested in your love life. And this energy is talking about you can't hurry love. The right one is coming in perfect divine timing. So I kind of think the struggle or the challenge that you guys might be headed into for love is being patient with your love life. And I know that sometimes that can be totally like easier said than done because, you know, the heart wants what it wants. And, you know, I think a lot of people tend to be single for a long time. And it can be like, okay, when's it happening for me? Right? But I think that this energy of being single, like, it's here for a reason. And divine timing is when the situation and the circumstances are ready and prepared to come through in the most beautiful way possible. So I think for you, my viewer, it's going to be really important that you're focused on your own personal transformation at this time. And we're going to get more cards to kind of see what this may look like for you. But the blockage here is going to be like the waiting energy, the rushing energy. All right, so what's next in love for pile 2, please? What's coming their way? So we do have an Ace of Cups. We have a Chariot. The King of Pentacles. And the Eight of Wands. Justice card here at the bottom. So soul contract energy here. There could be somebody coming in that you guys have a soul contract with, if you believe in that. We do have the King of Pentacles here, which could be a specific person for some of you, Earth energy. We also do have Cancer energy here with Chariot card coming through. So let me pull some of these love cards and then we'll get into this a little bit more. What's next in love for my pile 2 singles? So we have work energy coming up here. Money energy. Interesting. And freedom. Wow. We do have communication here coming through at the bottom. So I feel like there's other stuff going on. This is kind of interesting because pile 1 was like this too, that it's not just love messages that I'm getting for this group. Like, it feels like your focus needs to be on something much bigger than just love life and relationships. Because with the work energy and the money energy coming through, this is telling me that there's a need here to focus on your career and your financial flow right now. I get that with the Chariot card as well. Chariot energy is very much about like having goals and a vision for your life and kind of keeping your eye on that prize. And I think that there is some energy here for you guys with your career, with work, where I think Spirit is wanting you guys to turn your attention and focus to this right now and be single. Because with the Ace of Cups, I see that there's an opportunity here for you guys to actually fall in love with your work, to either find something that you really love doing for work, or maybe an opportunity being presented to you to actually like do something that you really, really love, that brings you a lot of emotional fulfillment and gratification into your life. And with this the Chariot card, there's a need to really be focused on this and really go for it. Charging ahead being the energy here. Now, for some of you guys, with this Ace of Cups and work being here, I could definitely see that there's a potential maybe love opportunity coming up for you with somebody in the workplace. I think that's definitely a possibility here. But it's just interesting that both work and money are coming up, which is overwhelmingly making me feel like for the majority of you guys, the message is to like focus on your work. Now, this King of Pentacles is talking about the need to be stable, with the money card being here, financially stable. So for some of you, that might be something that needs work right now. That's like working on your financial flow, working on your finances, building a stable foundation for yourself. But I also feel for some of you guys, especially with this soul contract energy coming up, that this King of Pentacles could be somebody that you meet who has these traits, like someone that's a little bit more of a stable energy, somebody that has their money together, somebody who is a provider, a father type of energy with this baby here, or, you know, parental figure type of energy. somebody who is responsible. And if that is the case, that this is somebody more responsible, I can tell you guys that a King of Pentacles is going to be pretty slow, pretty like, I would say traditional or like conservative type energy. Like they're not going to rush into a relationship here. So it's interesting that the cards that we have outside of this King of Pentacles are the Eight of Wands, which is all about fast, 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 rushing into something because it's super passionate and we're really like loving it. We're fired up about it. But then we also have the Chariot, which is also kind of this very fixated, focused, fast-paced energy. So it's kind of interesting that we have these cards that could be interpreted as rushing energy between this very stable, slow-moving energy and the message of needing to slow it down. Okay? So I definitely feel there's this vibe where maybe you guys could be meeting somebody and feeling like that they move too slow, or feeling like this isn't going as fast as you would potentially like it to go, because there is this passionate energy that you have within you. But ultimately here we're ending up with this freedom card, which is about being single, right? So maybe this group is actually wanting to be single coming into this reading, and you're just kind of coming here because you're curious. But there's definitely this energy of continuing to be single and be free, or keeping the situation much more light. But it really feels overwhelmingly for a lot of you guys that the majority of your focus is going to be on your career and your finances and your own foundation, your own personal transformation that you're moving through in your life. And in divine timing, as you move through this transformation, the right partner is going to be presented to you. So let's continue. What else is coming through next in love for pile 2? We have free yourself. Oh my gosh. It's time to take back control of your life. Yes. You guys, the message is so clear. This group, even though there might be this stable presence in your life of a person, I really feel like this group is wanting or needing to like move away from it right now and just focus on being on your own. Let's see what else. I also, we have, okay, this makes a lot of sense. I also feel like with this group with free yourself, I'm always very drawn to this card about like how this beautiful unicorn has been like trapped in this cage for a long time. And I feel maybe for this group, the reason that you're wanting freedom is because maybe you've been feeling stuck for a long time in a relationship like this, or just in long-term relationships, or maybe hidden away, like you haven't really been engaging in dating or something like that. And I'm seeing that now is the time for you to really be seen, for people to really see you for who you are, your unique specialness that you offer and bring to the world, versus being known as being a partner to someone else. We have unrequited love here. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. I think this makes a lot of sense, because if there is a King of Pentacles coming in for some of you guys, I don't think that you're going to find them that attractive right now, because there's this energy of wanting freedom and there's this energy of wanting passion, you know? So you may actually feel like whoever this is not really on the same page as you, or that you're not really attracted to them because maybe you're not feeling that chemistry that you're looking for. Or there's also this energy of having different goals, you know? Because King of Pentacles energy is also going to want a partner who's stable, not somebody who's out here, you know, running around. So we're going to close your reading, pile 2, with just looking into who the most significant person is who may be presenting themselves to you during this period of time. So what is next in love? Who is the most significant person in pile 2's love life that they should be aware of? Ooh, so we have long-term energy coming through. How interesting, because I feel like this group does not want that. Okay. We have friend, acquaintance, or coworker. Yes, it's someone at work. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love these synchronicities when they come through like that. We also have the year of the goat. So here's all the different years that it could be. This says tasteful, crafty, warm, elegant, charming, intuitive, sensitive, empathetic, and calm. Goats also give me Capricorn energy too, in a sense. their sign a goat, if I remember correctly. And we do have short term at the bottom of the deck. So it definitely feels like a person coming in for this group is going to be someone who's more looking for that long-term connection with you, or for themselves. And it looks like somebody that you're going to be meeting in your work or like day-to-day activities that you do. And I do think that probably the reason why we have this undertone of things being short-term is because with this group, it really does seem overwhelmingly like there's a need to focus on other things in your life, and maybe not being tied down to a relationship you're going to find is the best thing for you. And I think with this unrequited love, that's why it's coming up, right? Because maybe the both of you are looking for slightly different things. So very interesting reading, group 2. Please drop me a comment down below. Let me know what's been going on in your love life and how you feel some of these messages may resonate with you. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you will be updated when I post the next reading. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. If you guys picked out this mallow color, this is going to be your love reading. We're looking into what is next in love for singles. So I'm going to begin with your overall energy and potential obstacle or blockage to be aware of. And then we're going to move into the rest of your cards here. So we have mallow, we have unexpected, and we have not being you. So this is interesting already. Okay. So I definitely see here that you guys are going to be getting some sort of unexpected communication or message from somebody. Like you're going to see something or you receive something that you weren't really expecting. Maybe something that's kind of slightly caught you off guard. And with this energy of mallow being here, this card says, listen well and fully. So I definitely think for this group, there's an energy here of needing to focus on listening to understand versus talking as much. There's something about this unexpected energy that's coming through where if you listen to what's going on, if you pay attention to the situation very closely, you're going to better understand why it's happening and what's going on with the situation, okay? Now, we also have this energy of not being you, and I'm really being drawn to how the person in this card is wearing a mask. So there's a message here about making sure that you are being yourself. It says you're trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. So there's a need to take off the mask here and be willing to be a little bit more vulnerable. And I'm also feeling for this group that you might be a little bit overly concerned about what this person thinks about you. And this is the reason why you might be trying to portray a specific type of image to them. So let's just jump right in, Pile 3. Let's get into your tarot cards. So what is next in love for Pile 3? What's headed their way? What's next in love for Pile 3? We have a 3 of Wands. We have a 3 of Swords. We have a 6 of Swords. And a 3 of Cups. Lots of 3s, I have to say. So lots of 3s. 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands. So the number 3 might be significant to this group. I almost kind of feel like with this unexpected message that this is like getting the tea or something, because look how she's kind of looking at her phone like, oh man, it's almost like being drawn into something unexpected. Like, well, literally the card says that, but it's almost like being drawn into something where it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. Like some sort of drama or something like that. I don't know. Let me pull some more cards and then we'll get into the interpretation here. So what's next in love for Pile 3? My Pile 3 singles. We have destiny. We have karma. And we have control. Interesting. It definitely feels for this group like whatever is about to happen is something unexpected, but something that's destined or predetermined in some way, because you've got karma and you've got destiny being here. And destiny talks about just things sort of happening by chance, okay? So whatever this destiny energy is about, with the Three of Wands being here, I'm getting that this is something to do with maybe someone that you've been waiting to hear from, or somebody who potentially lives at a distance from you. This could be someone that you guys have been in separation with as well. Because the Three of Wands, even though it is an energy of sort of like planning for the future, it can also be an energy of waiting for someone to return to us, right? And this is what I see happening here, that you guys are awaiting results from something. And whatever result you're going to receive here is going to be unexpected, and I think it's going to be by chance. You guys do have the Three of Swords here, so it makes me think that whatever it is that you are learning might be something that isn't exactly what you hoped to learn. Three of Swords energy, we've got this dying rose here, right? Which is, it's giving the energy of something that's wilting, that's fading out. Maybe just hearing news that feels brutal or blunt in some way, or shocking. Maybe not shocking being the right word, but hurtful might be the right word. And even though this is happening with the karma card coming up here, what I'm seeing here is a new door that's opening up for you. I feel like with this situation, we've got the moon card at the bottom of the deck. I feel like with this situation, there's been a lack of clarity. There's been confusion. There's been the energy of like escapism with this situation, maybe for both parties, where like nobody's really seeing the situation clearly for what it is. And I think with this Three of Swords, you guys are now getting this opportunity to see the blunt truth of the situation, even though it wasn't what you wanted to hear or wasn't what you wanted to expect. But with karma and the Six of Swords coming up, now you have this opportunity to move into something different for yourself. You have the opportunity to create something new and better and leave this, as it says, toxic story behind. The Six of Swords is about moving on. It's about moving from rocky situations like a Three of Swords into a time of peace and tranquility. And it's moving on, which is even better, right? We always want to try to move on from situations that are toxic or that no longer serve us. And that's exactly what I see you guys doing with the Six of Swords. I will also point out that both this card and this card can talk about travel. So there could be some sort of an element of travel within this scenario for some of you guys. But energetically, the Six of Swords also just speaks of moving on, moving forward. And you see how we have these calm, like this lavender energy here. So this does feel like it's a release of sorts. And you guys kind of have that purple color here with the mallow. So I think the reason that we have this mallow here that says listen well and fully is because you guys are really being guided to listen to the truth of what you're hearing. This is what's going to help you to move on and move forward, because yes, it might feel blunt, it might feel hurtful, it might be not what you wanted to hear, not what you were expecting to hear, but you're getting this unexpected information for a reason, okay? This is part of your karma in clearing out this situation that maybe you've been stuck or waiting in for a long time. Now, I see some really positive energy here with the Three of Cups and the energy of control. And the Three of Cups is about going back out and having fun with your friends, like celebration and community are being highlighted here. So there could be this energy of going back out, reconnecting with friends, doing things that you love, infusing more fun into your life. And with this card, taking back power is what's really standing out to me. So let's continue. Pile 3. I need more info here. So what else does pile 3 need to be aware of with regard to what's next for them in love? And I'm wondering if this being yourself energy is mostly like for those of you that are going out and like making friends or just like getting back out there a little bit. You know, make sure that you're being yourself, even in those friendly situations. Okay, so what's coming up next in love for my singles for pile 3? So we have new love. Okay. Let's see what else. We have getting to know each other. We also do have unrequited love here at the bottom of the deck. This card has been coming up a lot in my readings. This says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So there might be something about this situation that where like you guys maybe realize that the two of you are not necessarily on the same page. Maybe this opportunity for new love is coming in and it's something that you weren't really expecting or anticipating. And there is this opportunity here to have fun and get to know someone. But it feels to me, to be honest with you guys, like this new love energy comes in. But I think that there's some sort of a shift here where it might be more of like a short-term situation. It could even be like, instead of it being a new person, this could be like an old existing person that you feel like there's some sort of renewal with for a brief moment in time. But it really feels like there's something happening here where you're learning information that you weren't really expecting to hear and taking this information and moving forward or moving on, which might be the lesson. Because with karma coming up, what I feel is that maybe sometimes for this group, you've maybe had the tendency of connecting with someone new and maybe allowing yourself to stay in the illusion of the situation instead of accepting the reality of the blunt truth of the situation with this Three of Swords. And part of this karma and breaking this pattern is by listening to the red flags, listening to your intuition when you're feeling deep down like something is a little bit off, and moving on into different things. I almost feel like this getting to know each other is about like friendships, because you notice how there's multiple people here in this card, just like in this card. So very interesting, group 3. I want to close this out with, let's do, so these are the who cards. So we're going to look to see who is the most significant person presenting themselves potentially for pile 3 with regard to this situation. As I parted the deck, short term showed itself to me, but let's see if it comes back through. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have false flame, the pig, and the horse. I'm going to put these back in, though, because I don't know. I just don't know if those were the ones. We'll see. If it's meant to come back out, it will. Okay, so long term is coming out. And then false flame is coming out. Okay, so that one definitely wanted to come out. And we have admirer with Pisces energy at the bottom, the moon card, also Pisces energy. This is Neptunian energy, you guys. Like, this is the energy of like sometimes like that, like I was saying, escapism, secretive, impressionable energy. But it's also good. It's empathetic, intuitive, and artistic. You just have to be aware of things. So it looks like there's somebody here who is an admirer of yours that I think is coming forward that you're not expecting. I do think that this person may present themselves as wanting a long-term relationship, and maybe they authentically do. But there's a realization, I think, pretty quickly into this that this person may not be, when I see false flame, you guys probably know, I don't really subscribe to the whole like twin flame story. Maybe in the same way that other people do. But when I see false flame, I think like false start. You know, I think of like, well, this seemed like it was going to be something that was really promising at the beginning. But as I'm getting to know the situation, I'm realizing this might not be the right fit for me. Like, that's the energy I get from that. So it looks really interesting, group 3. I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here, but please comment below. Let me know what's been going on in your love life. Which aspects of this reading do you think actually resonate with you the most? Definitely let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I do look forward to seeing you then. Bye.